Okay, so I have these packaged up. I got sidetracked. I had a friend call and was texting another, and so now we can continue. I'm going to put these in the fridge just the way they are and see how they weather like this. And if I have to separate the cheese and the crackers and the I don't know what to call it, spread, then I will. But I want to try it like this because if I'm too tired or in too much pain, I can just slip baggies on them and not worry about it. So let's put these back in the refrigerator for now. And then I'm going to take a little piece off of each one and freeze them and see how it freezes. So, what to do. Last night I had them on top of each other, but today I don't have the cups on there, so I'm going to put them in separately. Okay, so now my husband wants, and I should have made it last night for him, taco omelets. They are delicious, but I'm going to tell you, they are way, way better if you have pico de gallo made, homemade pico de gallo. I don't have pico de gallo made. I don't have any cilantro, and I don't have any jalapeno. I have some jalapeno peppers, the jarred kind, you know, they're sliced, right? I don't think that would work. It might work. I got the tomatoes, the onions, but I don't have the cilantro. No, I do not have cilantro. I don't even have, you know what? I do have some dried cilantro like this, but cilantro. Okay, so I might make it. I don't have jalapenos though, but we don't really need jalapenos, right? Oh, I got the jarred jalapenos. So I have everything, but it might be kind of a soft. I would make it just strictly for the omelet, but it's so hard to get him to. Hold on 1 second, dear. Okay, sorry about that. But so we are going to be moving on, and I need to get this batch of cookies in the freezer, and then I'm going to start a second double batch. I probably will do the dough today and then start baking them tomorrow morning. I don't think I need to make any more videos on that. I just need to cook them and get them in the freezer for gifts. So. And if I don't put them in the freezer, my husband's going to eat them all. As you can tell, he has... he decided after I fell asleep that he was going to eat some cookies. So they were stacked 3 high. So there's 3 missing there and 1, 2, 3 stacks. So that's a dozen cookies missing. That's okay. I basically cook them for him anyways, but him and my daughters, or my son and my daughter. So I am, and you know, my sisters and stuff like that. But let me show you how I package them up. And it's only because if you put them in a baggie, as you could tell, like I was talking about, the powdered sugar gets like all over the cookie. And it just is one white mess. So I take the gallon bags. And I do it a couple of different ways. So this is just one way I do it. The other way is when I go to the dollar store and get those gift bags, those little clear gift baggies, and I put the cookies in there. I just kind of stack them straight up, you know, right? And in that case, I don't put any parchment or anything like that. Then the other way I do it is I take the parchment paper and I cut it in little squares, and then I'll line the cookies up with a little piece of paper in between. So if I had like a box like this, right, I would have the cookies sitting upright like this in the box, and then I would put like a little piece of parchment paper in between each cookie. So that's one way I package them. And then the other way is I just put 12 flat, and then 12 flat, another piece of parchment, 12 flat, another piece of parchment, 12 flat. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it both ways so I can show you what I'm talking about. So right now I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut little tiny squares off. So they're not going to be, probably not going to be as big as a cookie, so I can get more squares through the parchment paper. So right now I'm just going to cut it in strips like this and try and get it the same, about the same size. Because then it looks a little better, like if I'm catering or something like that, then I would do it this way, because I think it looks more professional. But right now the paper's a little crooked, so I'm not worried about that though. And I'm gonna cut this one in, because I'm just showing you. I'm gonna cut this one in half right here. And then open it up and see you have a strip, right? So you wanna cut that into squares. So you can just cut about the same size squares. They don't have to be perfect. And they're definitely not going to be perfect right now because I'm trying to rush to show you how to do it. So then you just keep doing that. And then, you know, you'll have different sizes. You want to probably have the same exact size, but like this size would be perfect. And the reason I say that is because it covers most of the cookie. See? But like this size is too small, but I'm going to use them anyways. So and then if you cut them a little smaller than the cookie, which companies do that too, right? When you peel a piece of paper off a sliced cheese, it's not the size of the cheese, it's like a quarter of the size of the cheese. So so I have mine, right? I set the bag up and I try to get it to stand up on its own. Most of the time it doesn't, but. And then I take a piece of parchment and a cookie and a piece of parchment and a cookie and a piece of parchment. I know but this is when you're making the gift, not when you're freezing it. But if you want to make up the gift and then freeze it, this is how you would do that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can usually go about 6 high with my hand. So there's 6, right? And then I'm going to put those in that sideways like that. And there is 6, half the dozen. I'm going to try and lean them over so they don't fall. And just set those aside. And then I'm going to do it again. 6 high. I don't really need the parchment on the bottom because I have the parchment in between. So if I don't have enough here, which I'm not sure I do, we'll pretend it's 6. 4, 5, and the piece of parchment on the bottom can go to the top, because when you put these cookies in next to those, they have a piece of parchment already there. So there's 11, and right in front of that piece of parchment right there, you want to put a really pretty, good looking cookie. And this parchment is kind of, there we go. So this is one way, and I usually like make a box to put them in there like that. So, but I will freeze it like this, you know, cookie, parchment, cookie, right? So this is a dozen, and they're each individually separated. There's that way. So that looks pretty. And then I will cut this, when I get done, I'll cut this off, wrap this down, tape it, and then put it in like a box shaped that size. So, and then I just roll it like that and seal it up. That is 1 dozen cookies ready to be gifted out to somebody. So, and then if I have a baggie from the dollar store and I want to put a ribbon on it, I'll separate them into 2 stacks, put them in there, tie it up with a ribbon, right? So This is a good way to do it. And then the other way, you get a lot more in the bag. So if I'm doing it just to store it, which is kind of how I usually do it, is you just take your bag, open it up, lay it flat, get a piece of parchment. I still have sleeves right there to make. I can do that later so I don't waste parchment paper. Fold it directly in half. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fold one side over. You can fold both sides if you want to. I only fold one side. So I fold one side about 1/2 inch, and that way it fits into the paper like a glove. Get your hand in there, open the bag up, shove it in there, take it all the way to the corners. You just got to force it for it to do what you want it to do. That's how to do it. So I'm going to take my seam where I... Come on, work with me here. Don't embarrass me now. Just kidding. Okay, so it's about the length of the bag. So I still have my little bend over here. So once you have your half, see how well that fits if you just make a 1/2 inch. See, and it's all straight, and I could put more in there too, so I have all those layers, right? So I am going to put one more in there, and I'm going to have enough layers. Oh, I fold it in half, and then I like to put the, because I only do one side, I only make a seam on one side. I'm going to put this seam on the opposite side. That's how I like to do it. I'm just picky that way. I don't know. And usually when I stick my hand in here, it goes in a lot smoother. See? There we go. Okay, so actually I'm having the same problem here. Why? All of a sudden. Well, probably because I'm trying to show you guys. But I usually don't have this much trouble. Okay, there we go. I got it. Yeah. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do 5 layers. I won't need to do 5 layers, but I can do 5 layers. So then I just kind of open up the same one, the first one, and I can do like from the bag flat on the bag and then the parchment on top. I could do it that way. I could put it in between all the parchment. Just kind of get that piece right there. There we go. And then I could put on top. So I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to need that many layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm only going to need 4. So I'm going to start with a piece of parchment underneath the cookie. So, and I'm going to put 12. So I would go 1, 2, 3 rows of, so 3 up, 4 over, 2, 3, and I'm laying them flat. Like that, just one single row, and then hopefully this row will also fit. 1, 2, 3, and now I have one whole layer, as you will. See the one layer? It's a single layer, right? Like that, and then I put a piece of parchment down, and then I layer another 12 on top of that. And then I just keep doing that until the bag is full of cookies. And it doesn't completely work awesomely, you know, like this, that way is better to keep the powdered sugar contained. This way is better if you don't have any room in your freezer. So I don't have any room in my freezer. So I have one of these cookies that when I dumped the cookies and got mad and threw the 2 dozen away, this is one of them that got messed up. Do you see the lines? It looks like a checkered, because it was still soft and gooey, and it landed upside down on the board, and I flipped it back over. So this is one I will eat. So I'm going to leave that one out. I'm going to eat that one. It tastes the same. So I don't mind eating the ruined ones. Okay, so there is 2 dozen cookies in there, and I can still fit more in there. So I'm going to go ahead and make a third layer. I might not put all 12 cookies in the third layer because it's, you know, it's starting to get a little snug in there. But I probably will put 9, right? And then I can put some on top because they're kind of getting snug in the baggie. So I'm going to put 3 on the top, which will make 12 for that row. So I just go 1, 2, 3. And normally I would put a piece of parchment over this, and I can because I have a little strip right here, and I can just kind of put it right over those 3, and then I can tuck it underneath, which I've done before, and that's fine too. So I don't really want to make sure, did I put them on parchment together? Maybe, I don't know. And then I'm just going to close this up. So the parchment is keeping the powder contained, which is what our goal is. You're going to get powder all over no matter what. But it's so worth the flavor of these cookies are just phenomenal. They're like a brownie. Yeah, it reminds me of a really good brownie. So there we go. I have 3 dozen cookies in this bag, and I'll put this in the freezer as well. So if you do it this way or this way, either way, they're still going to taste the same. So, and then how many cookies do I have left over here? Should I do one more, or should I, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's exactly 1 dozen. And I think I'm going to leave them out here for my husband to eat them and me to eat them, of course. I can't help myself. I've eaten already like a dozen and a half cookies. Oh man. This is good 2 days later. I am trying really hard to chew with my bottom denture, and it is tough. I have no adhesive yet, but I'll get some. I'm just kind of scared to start it because I'm allergic to so many things. I don't need any more, and I'm surprised I don't have as many food allergies as I do other allergies, but I'm allergic to mushrooms, grass, bees, almost every species of bees. I'm allergic to about, I want to say 30% of the species of bees. So a lot of bees, a lot of different kinds of bees. And then I have, my medical allergies are most pain medicine. Almost every type of pain medicine. They have such a hard time. If I have to go in for surgery, oh, that poor guy, he's going to want, or she's going to want to quit her job after that day is done. Yeah. Because you have to be very careful, and you have to keep me under, but not enough to kill me. And there's been a couple of times where I've woken up with feeling like a freight train had smashed my chest. Like, I'm like, why does my chest hurt so bad? Oh yeah, we had to use the paddles on you. Really? Again? Like, I don't want to ever, I just, no. If you want to call me 51st Dates lady, because that's who I am, or you want to call me Final Fantasy person, because that's who I am. Like, I have been cheating death since I was 8 years old. Not kidding. My first cheat from death was when I severed an artery in my ankle, almost died. For 3 straight days, they had blood going in my arm and coming out my ankle. Changed my blood type. I got deathly ill, almost died. And then I had, oh, the motorcycle accident. Oh, I've had like 12, I would say about 12 life-saving surgeries. I've had, there's like 14 car accidents, including the motorcycle accident. I have been in a bus accidents. So, I was in a bus accident once. I wasn't driving, I was just a passenger. And then I was in an accident, a small fender bender, when I was driving a school bus. I was doing about 15 miles an hour. It's my only accident behind the wheel of a school bus. So, but I've had accidents in my car and accidents with being the passenger and stuff. I'll tell you this one accident, and I can't remember a lot about it, but I do remember a lot about it as well. So we were going somewhere. I'm not sure where we were going, but it was me, and I believe it was my cousin or my friend's cousin, the one driving the car. And then my friend, he was in the front passenger seat. And then my other friend was sitting in between me and my friend's girlfriend that he was not liking too well at the time. She was pretty belligerent. But, I mean, I was a hellion when I was a child. So, we were going down, we were heading north on Lake City Way, which turns into Bothell Way. And he was swerving in and out of traffic like this. And I'm telling him, I said, stop doing that. You're going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to go, and we're going to have an accident. And he would speed up and do it more, and he wasn't listening to nobody. And we were in the back seat, and he swerved so fast and so hard, it flipped us. So we were upside down. It was a red light. We were coming up on a red light, and he was swerving between traffic, trying to get around the traffic. And he swerved way too hard and was going way too fast, flipped us over. We landed upside down on top of another vehicle that was sitting upward. So we flipped, boom, like that. And we couldn't get out. And so I think it was me and my friend, we turned around and we pushed the back window out with our legs. And then we were getting out the back window because the front of the cars was the part on top of the back of the other car. So the back of the car was facing south, and we could get out that way. So me and my friend got out. I pulled my friend's, me and my other girlfriend that was with me. We got out, and then I pulled my guy friend's girlfriend out the back. She's fucking crazy. She took off running. And then I got my friend out, my guy friend, and I had him help me with the driver. I believe the driver was, come to think of it, because my head injury, I don't remember things correctly. That was my friend's cousin. Yeah, it wasn't my cousin. It was his cousin. So, and, oh yeah, man, that was a bad one. So we get out of the vehicle, and I'm trying to pull it. I'm trying to tell everybody, get away from the car. It's gonna blow up. It was smoldering. Something was coming out from the liquid or whatever, and it was smoldering. And I'm like, let's get away. It's gonna blow up. Now, did it actually kaboom? No. Did it start on fire? Yeah. So it was kind of an explosion, but it was a very small explosion, and it just caught it on fire. But it sure got everybody's fucking attention. That's what it did do. And I was telling them to get back, and then they're like, oh yeah, let's get back more, and then they're pulling me back because, right? And yeah, we got in a whole bunch of trouble for that one. I, however, did not get into any trouble. I was an innocent passenger. My mother knew exactly who I was with and where I was going. I didn't get in trouble. I wasn't driving. I wasn't doing anything wrong. And so, but my friend got in trouble and his cousin got in trouble, and I'm not even sure whose car it was, but I'm sure they got in trouble for whoever's car it was, right? And so, yeah, there's that. But we all made it out, and we had just minor injuries. And, of course, the driver had more injuries than the rest of us. And then I was hitting him. I told you to slow down, you know, right? I mean, I was young. I was young and dumb, yeah. So, there's that one. And then, let's see. We need to get to doing some cooking. I got a little bit of cookies left. I'm going to start some more cookies tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. So, and I bought these and made my cookies at the same time. So these are not getting eaten. So I'm going to put these in the freezer before they go bad. So cupcakes freeze very well, by the way. You didn't know that. Oh dear me. Where am I going to find the room? Oh, wait. Yeah, there it is. I found the room. Still fitting stuff in there. Unbelievable. I put like three or four things in there since I shoved it full at the grocery store. And he's like, oh, you're never going to fit anything in there. Oh, really? Watch me. My Frigidaire, I am making that thing work hard because this is a piece of junk. That better work hard for me. I love Frigidaires, and then this thing is ruining my love for Frigidaires. And I don't like it very well. I'm going to end up kicking it and then hurting my toe. Maybe I'll put a shoe on before I kick it. I'm just stupid. Okay, let's get, what are we going to make? What am I going to make? I have the pâtés. Oh, I need to make the taco omelets. I don't have pico de gallo. I'm upset about that, though. It's the only way I get him to eat tomatoes. He doesn't like tomatoes. But I put it in food and like celery. I make him eat it. It's good for him to have some veggies and fruits and stuff. What to do? I got the 2 plates, so then the taco omelets, right? So I'm just going to make the omelet. But after I make the omelet, I take the lettuce, right, from taco night. So I take the lettuce, I take it out, and I put a little bed of lettuce next to the omelet, and then the toast goes on the other side. So believe it or not, the lettuce is good. You take a bite of the omelet, get a little piece of lettuce there. Yeah, it's delicious. So that's what we're going to do. And so he said I could go ahead and do it and put it in the fridge for him because my pain's been kind of bad lately, but I'm working on it. I'm going to see my doctor soon, and I'm going to get some adhesive for my teeth, and then I'm going to be a happy camper. I was on gabapentin, and I started at 300 milligrams and ended the gabapentin at 3,600 milligrams, which is the max. And that was, I need paper towels, sorry. What the hell? There's like somebody else living in this house. I don't know what did I come back here for? Think, Lisa, think, paper towels. Okay. So, it's very good, but it's better with the pico de gallo. I swear, it's so much better than, I'm just going to make it with the taco meat and cheese and onions, and then I'll put it in the fridge, and then he'll put the lettuce on it when he'll heat it up and put the lettuce on it, and then make it maybe a couple of pieces of toast for him or something. I don't know. I'm gonna try and find, oh, and I'm gonna put spinach in it too. the only way I can get them to eat vegetables. And meat. And I'm not sure I have enough grated cheese. Probably that would be a no. I'm gonna grate some more cheese. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make that pineapple upside down cake. Where's my blocks of cheese? Get the drawer open. Okay, so I have 2 of each kind. So I'm probably going to grade 1 of each. I don't think a whole one will fit in that bowl. I think only half of each will fit in that bowl. I thought I had 2 halves in here. I guess I don't. Okay. So I'm going to probably grade half of each because I don't think any more will fit in here. So I'm just going to fill up which is probably what's going to go with the omelets. Because I'm going to make 2 omelets. One for him and one for me. But I'm going to take out this cheese here. Rotate, you know what I mean? Okay. I'm going to stop this here and make a new video. So I don't want to go over 30 minutes. Anything over 30 minutes just takes so long to process. So I'm going to end this here. And I'm going to start another video. Thanks.